Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new series I'm doing on Cities Skylines 1. Um, I haven't played this game in probably 7 or 8 years now, until just this past week, and so a lot has changed. And yet, I don't have any of the DLC or any mods added to this game, so it's all straight vanilla. This is Cliffside Bay map, which comes with the game. And I'm just going to build this out in a new city called Truffmont, and we'll just go from there. As you start the game, of course, very little in the way of road options, so I'm going to go ahead and build out my first intersection here. It's just sort of this opening area. So it's a little rough. It's not a perfect intersection, but we'll be coming back to that pretty quickly as the city grows. So what I'm really thinking of doing here is kind of building an S-curve down to the waterfront. There's a lot of nice land down here, and I like to have residential here, but I have to get there first. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll try to do this as best as we can. Maybe go like so. And then I have this nice waterfront area with residential. Okay. So we'll go ahead and zone some residential, get these things going. We'll have to do power and water pretty quick, of course. So I'm going to start it running. In the meantime, I'm going to build my power way over here. This is potentially risky because when you build this far away, it does cost a lot to get all of your infrastructure across the map. But I like having my... I might put this a little farther up here. I like having my industrial zone pretty far away from sort of the heart of the city. And I may try to reshape this. In fact, let's see. In fact, I am going to try to do that. Just reshape it a little bit, make sure it's the way I want this to go. I don't know if that's going to even be much better, but... well, maybe. So I do have to run some power over here. Go ahead and run it there, and eventually I will reroute some of these things. But for now, with this distance, this is what I'll do. I'm going to put this a little farther away so there's no sound. And I like to run my my pipes along with the road in most cases. Now, I am going to need to get some pipes down here pretty quick for industrial zoning, which I'll put near this coal power plant. But for now, we're going to let this run and start building. The zones will come in. They'll start building out their residences here. So this is kind of a nice beachfront area by the bay. I'm going to rename this street to fit the rest of the town. So instead of Miller Street, we'll call it Truffington Street. And this is going to be my main road all the way from here down. Now I do have to pretty quickly build this this sewage output. And I'm going to have to put power over there too. So this early stage, I'm going quite a bit faster. I'm trying to just get all the basic infrastructure set. But my goal is to sort of capture a city as it grows, sort of seeing it organically grow over time, build up just a little bit at a time in a very natural way. So we have kind of this very small seaside community. It does have power, it does have water and sewage, but there is a lot more residential in demand. So I'm going to put a little more in here. And this is, again, all kind of a beachfront, my beachfront effort. And I forgot to put power over here. So I will need to do that. These people will not be delighted by having high tension power lines right behind their house, but that will do for now. So again, none of these core things are super optimal. You know, running power across, water across the map. Over time, we can change these as the city expands. But oftentimes, a beachfront would make a lot of sense. I just kind of like it. It feels very natural for like a small sleepy town. People living by the beach, by the coast, and then it just is going to grow over time. In the meantime, I'm looking at this. I'm going to put a little road here, just in this kind of strange intersection. I see that. In fact, I may curve this a little bit. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to put in a couple of these kind of curves, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of commercial around this intersection. So it's going to grow kind of a natural commercial area. This is not a very large commercial area. We're just trying to sort of get the established feel of this city. It's a very small town. Truffmont is not big. It's and it needs just a little bit of commercial, kind of the local shops feel, that kind of thing. It's all within walking distance of these people's homes. And as time goes by, we'll kind of adjust these power lines. They're not super pretty at this point, but this is the nature of sort of building from scratch, building a very small city, and just doing it in an organic way. I've also given quite a bit of room for expansion. We will be expanding into a lot of residential in this area, I think. That's kind of my feeling. Kind of put a couple roads through here and subdivisions, kind of a feel. So now we have these corner shops. Of course, they do need a little bit of power themselves because they cannot reach the power lines. And we do need to put in the water pipes to reach these. I'm just going ahead and building out the pipes in other directions too a little bit. Now we are going to have to get some pipes up farther here, up to the north area, so we can build out our industrial sector. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm again following the roads as well as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and zone a little bit of industrial area here. There's not enough fuel, but it is still operational. We'll just do that for now. I'm just checking this front area, make sure my trucks can actually reach that. It does seem they are arriving. Yep. And we'll sort of do a little ride along. So the city is still very fledgling. This whole area is mostly empty, kind of a very low traffic road out to this very small industrial area with the power plant. But this is looking good. We have this little area here. It's shaped up similarly to what I was looking for, kind of a small set of corner shops, drugstore, another drugstore, gas stations, and various shops. So this is sort of the start of the construction. But I don't want to spend too much more money or else I'll be in dire straits. So we've got a lot of traffic coming in, people moving in, things like that. These are pretty long roads, but we'll make use of them eventually. A very small industrial zone. I'm going to rename this. Right now it's Willow Street. I'm going to call it Window Street. It's just Willow Street doesn't sound really like an industrial zone to me, but Window Street has a little more of that industrial feel, such as it is. So I've done that. Several vehicles importing goods. They are taking some time to get down here. I'm making some practical sacrifices in time just for the sake of this appearance, how it's kind of a seaside growth and that kind of a feel. Now we are getting an increased residential zone. So I'm going to go ahead and expand that. So this is kind of a little more complete neighborhood now. Now, once I'm finished sort of building up this initially, I'm going to move over and start expanding this middle section because this is where a lot of our population will live. This is sort of a lighter density, seaside location. It's got its commercial. It's a little bit of a drive, but it does have its industrial up here. And then in here, we'll be able to do a little bit more. So this seems like a very pleasant neighborhood. We don't yet have a large enough size to reach any of the higher level things, crime and policing and all these types of things. So it's very pleasant. People can walk to convenience stores, as this fellow is doing. I'm going to go ahead, now that this is expanded out a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and readjust this power. And I'm going to do it very quickly so that I don't lose anything, but that frees up some space in the zoning. We'll go ahead and do that. So I'm just adding a little bit at a time as we go. So I think that's where we'll end the first episode. You can see we've got quite a bit done, all the basic infrastructure, kind of laying out a path. We have this nice neighborhood. I've intentionally chosen the lowest kind of size streets that have parking along the side. It's a very common kind of structure for this level of density, and my money is still not going well. It's just taking a little time to get established, but we'll continue expanding this in the next episode, where we'll go ahead and add this main section and build out the rest of the city a bit more. Start making use of this high demand for residential. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.